Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about enlightenment, and I hope you all had an enlightened Christmas and Boxing Day. And in January I will start talking about world predictions, what's going to happen in the future, and I will take one country one by one and what I see for the future. So I have to go in a deep meditation for that and write it all down for you. Now today I want to talk about enlightenment. What does enlightenment mean to you? Enlightenment should be like an awakening, but you're in a deep meditative state and tuning into the higher realms and tuning into much higher astral planes than what people can reach. Enlightenment affects people in different ways. Enlightenment can be when somebody is quite reclusive and finding their spirituality, and by being still and quiet. Enlightenment can be for a priest, it can be for years and years ago, centuries ago, we used to have hermits that used to live in rocks and caves to find enlightenment in a deep meditative state of consciousness. Enlightenment for me is to be still, to be quiet and tuning in and forgetting the outside world, sounds and everything, and going to a different state of reality and consciousness. We have a friend that found enlightenment by, well actually he found his enlightenment really in a way where he was trapped, if you like, in the mind, and to release that, if you like, trapment and all the deeds in the past, he found truly enlightenment. He was incarcerated and put into a room for quite a long time, and it made him a better person. Not that he's not a good person, but he found his enlightenment and faced reality and consciousness state. And it takes a lot of understanding, and I think a lot of courage for somebody to be shut away in a period of time to find their true inner self. Now I know when Craig and I went to India to stay at Sai Baba's ashram, a lot of people were looking for enlightenment, but for me it was an inner view of the self and perhaps the higher self. And for enlightenment for me was to be in a state of peace, quiet, and to be in tune with nature and the energy around the world. Everybody finds enlightenment in different ways. Some people might find enlightenment by praying and thinking of others, but enlightenment is a personal thing, what it means to you. You don't have to be a Buddhist, you don't have to be a Catholic priest, you don't have to be a shaman or any of those things. Just be yourself to find enlightenment. When you come onto a spiritual road, it's quite hard for many people because you're tested time and time again, and you think, why me, God? Why me? Why not? To find enlightenment, we have to have a bit of suffering, to have compassion in the heart, to have a greater understanding of others and suffering. And then it makes you a bit fearless, very strong, because the world at the moment is in a terrible state. We've got very selfish people. I can think of an enlightened soul that's just passed this Christmas. A lovely Reverend Tutu that was a very kind, loving man in thinking of others, a very unselfish man. He found his enlightenment and he dedicated his time to God, so he deserves his enlightenment. He thought of others, not himself. A very special man that was on the path of his spirituality and reached out to others and trying to find inner peace, not just for himself but for others, and share with that. Now enlightenment, some people might think by having a few baubles or prayer beads, or if you like special crystals, that they found enlightenment. That's not the so. If you just find prayer beads or crystals and things like that, it doesn't make you spiritual instantly. You've got to be dedicated to your prayers. For example, the lovely Indian people have prayer beads, and they might count 108 prayers on those beads, finding enlightenment. Now, what I like is with the Indian people, they have like a little temple in their homes, and they have many things on there, and their prayers and their prayer beads. And once again, they're finding nirvana or enlightenment for their souls and prayers for others. Now, if the world all pulled together, not be so selfish, and all these corporative companies trying to make money, even money is very tight at the moment, we'd be a better place, wouldn't we? But you see, we're in a very materialistic world at the moment, and things have to change. Christmas time for us is a time for coming together and sharing, and it doesn't matter what you put on the table, even if it's bread and cheese, sharing for those others. And do children really forget the great understanding what Christmas is about? It's not their fault now, because it's all computer games and iPads and everything like that. So they're the children of the future, because they're trying to find things for themselves and learning. Now, for me, enlightenment is being still with the mind, being at peace with your higher self and your inner self, and for going into a state of bliss, real bliss, to find that divinity, that divine path, and to come back to reality on the earth plane. Now, when I look around at the moment and I see so many people that are saying, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, it doesn't mean they've been enlightened at all. You don't necessarily have to go to church to be enlightened. As long as you're a good person with good values, you have love in your heart, and you help others, but it doesn't mean you've got to be a fool. As I said to my darling mother this morning, as long as you've got good values and you're a good person and have no worries about things, because we're all passing through paying ground rent one way or another. And my mother said, I should have done this, I should have done that in my life. I said, you've done the best thing that any woman can do. You produced children and you put good values in them. Though my brothers are on a different pathway than me, but then it doesn't mean they haven't found their way in life and still trying to find their way in life. I'm very blessed and very lucky to be married to a spiritual man. Sometimes, I think to be enlightened, you have to be very strong, unselfish, but very focused with the mind. And you have to be very, very organised. It's like clearing the clutter up your mind. No monkey mind. No overthinking, because that can disturb people's sleeping patterns. But be focused and be dedicated. You'll be a different person if you were in a deep meditation and be enlightened. Now, when we look around and we see all people suffering, why is that? Is it karmic? Or is it they haven't found their pathway or spiritual path? Everybody's different. Everybody's different. We never stop learning, never stop learning. And wisdom comes to us as we grow older, to be enlightened. This is why I like the Indian culture, because they understand about karma. I remember a lovely little Indian boy said, Auntie, if we die, we mustn't worry because we come back again. It's like a circle. I said, yes, that's right, Prida. That's like a circle of life. Now, I think at the end of the day, if you're at peace with yourself and you enjoy your life, because life is very, very precious. We're not here very long. So if you can find enlightenment to go on that divine path, then it's all been worthwhile. Now I'm going to do predictions in my next YouTube talking, and I will see it as I see it and will be quite honest with you what I see. But remember, when you do predictions, you have to wait for those things to happen. Even I cannot stop what's going to happen around the earth plane. Sometimes all these things, you know what happen, bad things, that's a clearing of the planet. Sometimes all these diseases and things are a clearing. And it should bring us together to all work together, because, you know, we've had the plague, we've had many viruses, we've had TB, loads of things, but we're still here. So I want to say the world is not going to end, okay? The world is not going to end. We're learning all the time, and listen to your heart, say your prayers, positive things, positive understanding. At the moment, a lot of people are afraid and scared, or even going to a hospital because they don't go out. But once you find a path of enlightenment, you don't worry about those things, because we know we'll go to a better place as we're truly enlightened and we've progressed as beautiful souls. And as we go into the eternal life and life beyond, we may not always come back to guide people and to help them in the world, because perhaps our earthly life has been completed and our spiritual life is helping others. You know, you're very blessed if you do have messages from the other side, and you're very blessed if you find a guru or an enlightened teacher to show you the way. And how blessed are you? So I'm going to finish now, because I know that at the end of the day my husband needs to be enlightened with his food to make him a better man. So do look after yourself, and do whatever you do, stay safe, have no fear, and just be positive energy. And we've got good people working behind the scenes, doctors, scientists, and helping us all. So have a lovely day, enjoy your day, and stay enlightened. Bye.